Welcome to the Saw Shack, everyone. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We just hit 2,900. We're rocking. We are rolling, right? Today's video is about this. Yes, a round file. Simplicity. For people that are out there that might not know, because they're out there. They might not know, might not even think about it. Get a chainsaw. I'm learning how to run a chainsaw, and I know how to put gas and oil in it, and I know how to pull the rope and put the choke on and take the choke off. I know how to do all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm out there, I'm cutting wood, I'm having a good time, right? I'm having a good time, and all of a sudden I hit a rock to hit the dirt. Uh-oh, now what? Am I done? Or am I going to teach myself to sharpen the chainsaw? And in my opinion, the best way to learn how to file a chainsaw is in a vise. So what I have here on the bench is the setup that I use, that I've been using for a few years now. I used to just always do it on the tailgate or out in the woods, and I had a stump vise, which I'll also show you, which is an option for out in the field as you're learning, or maybe an old time, you've been at it a long time, and maybe you've never seen one of these. Stump vise. You just pound that into a stump or pound it into a log, tighten the bar in there, and you have a vise right there with you. Fairly cheap. You can get them at Bailey's. You can pick them up. This is an off-brand one. I don't even know who makes this one. Anyway, back to the vise. And you don't need a great big vise. If you have a vise, perfect. But if you don't have a vise and you don't have a lot of space, this vise right here does everything that I need it to do as far as getting it set up to file my power saw, right? And it's only 3.5 inches. The jaws are 3.5 inches. These are magnetic, plastic, polyurethane, or some kind of whatever. There's magnets on there, so they stay in place fairly well. They've even got fancy little grooves that you can hold different stuff, pipe and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, that's what I use. 3.5 inch vise. It swivels, right? I'll get you set up and I'll show you how I set that up. But first, let's talk about some things that I feel a necessity when you own a chainsaw. I feel like people should be able to file their own chain, because we all hit dirt, right? We all hit dirt. If we've got enough money, maybe we're packing 10 chains with us and it doesn't matter, and we just go drop them off. But for me, this saves a lot of money, especially when you can buy it in a kit. Husqvarna sells these kits. This kit here is just when I had a container I still had laying around. It still has one file in it. These Husqvarna kits come with 2 files. This is for 325, and they sell them for 3/8 LP, and they sell them for 3/8 chain. Not sure if they sell them for 404 or not. Anyway, they come with the file handle. They come with a raker gauge, which I make look like this, because I take the big bulky thing on there, the guide for the round file part. Anyway, I take that off and I just hang them on a carabiner, and I've got all 3 different sizes for it. But it comes with the raker gauge, and it comes with the flat file handle and 2 round files. Great kit, like 20, 25 bucks. Simple, right? You got everything right there. You're ready to rock and roll. let's get this vise set up. Okay, we'll take a second here and show you. No matter what you do, get a handle for your file, whether it's plastic or whether it's wood. Get a flat file for your rakers, round file for whatever size chain. If you're using 3/8, I prefer 7/32. Different types of raker gauges. This is a Husqvarna raker gauge also. The metal's kind of weak on those. This is a Carlton. Those are getting tougher and tougher to find. And this is a West Coast saw. West Coast saw puts this out. Nice raker gauge. But those are some different types of raker gauge. Plus these ones. These little ones that come in those Husky kits. They're super handy. And they're better. They're much better metal. These are much better metal than this one. Much better. And the stump vise. And the vise. And you say, oh, 3.5-inch vise? Well, what's that going to hold? Well, I'll show you. Okay. So what I have to mount my vise is these. And as you can see, and if you're new here, you don't know, but if you're not new here, you do know that my vise is not always on my bench. Right? I make it removable because I'm not filing a power saw every day, right? So I just take this. These holes are already set. I've already got this set up, right? Let's make sure you can see that. There. Be like Waylon Jennings here for a minute. Okay, so then I just take this. And then I take my my little ratchet here, see? And so you don't have to keep moving it around the bench. You don't have to reef it down, right? And because my little 3.5-inch vise, my tiny vise here, it's amazing what you can do with a small vise. You put axe handles in it, you can put pipe in it, you can do all kinds of stuff. And with it being so little like this, it's pretty mobile, right? You don't need a lot of space for it. And then you just tighten it down like this. Just tighten that down, just like that. And we're in, right? We're right in there. Okay? Well, it's just a 3.5-inch vise held with 2 screws. What can you do with that? Well, let's just see. Let's just see what we can do with that. I'm going to take this here. I'm going to take this here 395 with a 32-inch bar, and I'm going to set it right in there. And there you have it. 395, 32-inch bar. And we're filing a power saw. Right? And when you're done, you just flip it around and you take it, you get done, and you take the vise off and you put it back over in the drawer. And it's out of the way, and you have your bench back. Right? Simple. Little things like this made a huge difference in how I file a power saw nowadays. It's amazing. So, with that in the vise, we'll talk about the next important thing about filing a power saw, in my opinion. This is, now that, remember, this is all my opinion. This is all, But I'm just putting things out there that have helped me. Trying to help someone up and coming, young or old, whatever, to try to make their life a little easier. And filing a power saw a little bit better. I'm not going to file a power saw today. No, not doing that. This is about equipment, simple equipment that won't break the bank. It's no fancy grinder, no fancy, none of that. Unless you're going to take your grinder with you when you go cut firewood or when you're going to go cut wood, whatever. If you're going to do that, great. Then you already have a system. But for people that don't have a system, that's what this video is for. And I'm going to reiterate that throughout this whole video. Okay? It's not going to be much longer, but I want everybody to know that I'm not, and I'm no know-it-all. Like I said, these are simple little things that the average person can go out and get. You can find one of these vices at a yard sale, right? The files at the Husky shop. I mean, you don't have to get Husky files. Husky files are really aggressive. You can go to your local saw shop where you bought your chainsaw, or you can look it up and try to find it, or you can order them online or whatever. Just make sure you get the proper size, whatever size you want to use for whatever chain you're using. Okay? I'm not even going to talk about that. The second thing about filing a power saw, to me, is being able to see. Being able to see. I'm 51. I'll be 52 in December. Okay? Yep. I wear them. Cheaters. I call them cheaters. They're like $10 at Walmart or something. Anyway, you can buy them online too. 1.0s or 1.25, if you're wondering. But so you got to be able to see what you got going on, right? So we're not like this, right? For one, it's eye protection. And if you are like this, you're running the risk of getting filing flakes in your eyes. Plus, this way you can see and you can flow comfortably each tooth, right? Right. Be able to see what you're doing. With anything, kind of. Working on a saw, filing a saw, make sure you can see. Number 3 is get comfortable. This vise, it swivels. Like I said, it's adjustable and it swivels. So you can turn it away from you, or you can turn it into you, whatever is comfortable for you. This right here is comfortable to me. Right there. I'm right there. This isn't comfortable to me. So I take my saw out when I get done with that side of the chain. I take my saw out because I'm in this nice saw shack, right? I'm not getting rained on, nothing like that. And I flip the saw around, and then I do the other side. But comfort. You don't want to be all twisted up, and if you prefer to sit down, make sure that you have a spot for your vise where you can sit down and file. If you learn this first, getting out there, then when you're out on the job, or you're out wherever you are, and you hit the dirt, you have an idea. You have an idea of what it takes to file a chain. And then you can work into doing it on your tailgate, or just leaning over the back of it and doing it, right? On a log or wherever. But wherever you are, whether you're using a vise or you're using the tailgate or you're using a log or you're using a stump, make sure you can see it and be comfortable. Have the proper size of file, and please use a raker gauge. They do help. They help keep it cutting straight, because sometimes only one side it gets hit hard with the rock. Trust me, New guys, it happens. It's absolutely possible. It happens all the time. You'll be cutting through something and you'll only hit whatever you're hitting, rocks, nails, or whatever, and it'll only hit one side of the chain. And sometimes it might be only 10 teeth. If you notice it quick enough and get it away from it, sometimes it's only 10 teeth. Well, 10 teeth on this 32-inch chain, then I go through and then I'll touch them all up, right? But you had to take more off of those 10 teeth. So you just go to your handy dandy raker gauge. When you're done filing, even them all up, you're still cutting straight. I hope this helps somebody out there. I love you all. Take care. Be safe. TazMan is rolling. Stay tuned. Not just your saw, but for the next video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I appreciate it. It helps the channel. It helps everybody in this community.